What can you say? What can you say? I hadn't planned on coming up here and saying anything. I was just standing in the back, and somebody walked over and asked me if I'd like to say a few words. And these shades are going to help me a lot because in back of them are real tears, but I never had the pleasure of meeting Chuck in life, and I just could not let this day go by without coming here. Just give me a second. Without coming here and honoring him. Well, I wasn't born in America. I was born in Israel. And when I came here in 1958 as an 8-year-old boy, I didn't understand what people were doing, and I couldn't understand the nature of things and buildings, and I had never seen a television set, and I was completely unprepared. One day, I turned on the radio, and I heard, and I said, what is that? What is that? And my mother was talking to me in Hungarian and Hebrew and all the other languages I spoke, and I ran over and I turned it up. And I didn't know how to dance. I mean, I didn't know how to do it. So my body started going like this, like as if I was in a Baptist church. I didn't know. It was just, it overcame me. I just went, I was just jumping up and down. And my mother was looking at me like I lost my mind, because she never saw me go like this, up and down and up and down. And when it ended and the rest of the stuff came on, Pat Boone doing cover versions of Fats Domino's, all pablum and white bread, and no, it wasn't spicy, it was bland food. And I learned that the country that I landed in, America, shamefully, had still not overcome its racist past. That in those days, shamefully, music, Chuck's music was called race music. It was literally called that. And radio would not play Chuck and Little Richard and Fats Domino, and Fats was on the same label as Pat Boone, and Imperial Records would not let white radio play those records. And so people like Pat Boone and everybody covered those records and got their hit records. And Little Richard didn't get the honor, and none of them did. And as time progressed, the civil rights movement took hold. And as a little boy in America, I started to see, yes, that's right, that's the right thing to do, because I didn't know anything. I was a little boy, especially from another country, and I couldn't speak English well. And I started to understand, and I saw the great Martin Luther King talk about the moral right, the justice of the movement and stuff. And although I never heard Chuck either talk about it in his lyrics or in interviews or on television, he was breaking down barriers that nobody suspected. Chuck, he changed more little white boys and white girls' lives than all the politicians with their big talk and stuff, just by making them move like this, just by grabbing a hold of them on the outside and the inside, and just changing their lives. So that when the Beatles came and the Stones came and Jimi Hendrix came and everybody started to talk about, oh, look how cute they are and stuff like that, look at that music, what are you doing? They would all turn around humbly and point to the king, Chuck Berry. Without him, they wouldn't be there. And he would probably hate me for calling him Chuck, but without Chuck Berry, I wouldn't be here. And everything that came that became this huge thing called rock and roll started with a guy who just wanted to make people feel good and forget about the traffic jams of the world and everything. And you know what he did, right? When I saw that, moonwalk, get out of here with that stuff. When I saw that, I went, what is that? And so it's a sad day, but I think it's a happy time. Look at the legacy. Look at what Chuck Berry and his music has done. Look at all those. I see white faces in the audience. When Chuck first started, that would never have happened. He broke down the barriers, made all kinds of people's hearts and minds open up to the idea that we all belong to the same people. And so I was standing back there and I didn't want to come in because I was crying. I was ashamed. So I kept wearing the shades and everything. People would come over, hey, nice to see you, nice to see you. You know, and I couldn't spit the words out. But what can you say? The greatness is unequaled by anybody in any form of music. And maybe Chuck said it best. Roll over, Beethoven. Tell Tchaikovsky the news. Buckle your knees, bow your head. The great Chuck Berry is passing by.